Hi, I'm Rio, and today I want to talk to you about something that's very personal, something that I have a lot of experience with, and that is porn addiction, and specifically how porn addiction is different and maybe rooted from a different place for us homos, and also how trauma plays a part and how all of that affects us giving our unique gay gifts. If this is your first time here, I am a spiritual life coach and emotional healer through the facilitation of breathwork and other somatic practices. And I help gay men that I lovingly call homos move from a life of compulsive behaviors, and I help them transition from the pain that's causing those behaviors into a life that feels fulfilling by living out a deeper sense of purpose. So, this is a topic that many years ago I knew that I would be speaking on, and it will probably be something that I'll speak on quite a bit more often. But this is really breaking the seal for me to share about my personal experience with this and why I think it's so important to be discussed. So the first time that I found porn was when I was 14, and I would steal porn magazines from the local mall. And that was my introduction into male bodies. And that was, of course, at a time when I didn't have the ability to actually explore male bodies. And from those books, those magazines, into then later VHS videos, and then into things that I could find online to what is currently online, the deluge of bodies and sex and images that I have seen and that have affected my body, my soul, my mind, and my ability to intimately connect with other people is one of the biggest struggles of my entire life. Fortunately, I'm able to speak to you about this today from the other side. There's still healing that's happening in my body, but it is not something that's compulsive or addictive anymore. When most people talk about porn addiction or the compulsive behavior of porn watching, they are coming from a place of shaming it and just telling you all the reasons why you shouldn't. And there are plenty. I will get to that. But I want to start this out by saying for us homos, there's a deeper thing going on here. Most of us did not have the ability to naturally let our sexuality unfold with other kids or on dates. And what we were left with was watching, looking, seeking for the thing that we were so curious and interested in organically. So for us, porn was the natural place to go to fulfill fantasies or to explore curiosities. And for many of us, we have also experienced sexual abuse or different types of trauma that have made our bodies not feel like safe places to be, and that our desires didn't feel safe. And so maybe there was some degree of not being able to feel like we could trust our bodies. So instead of engaging with our bodies and exploring that organically, we externalized our sexual desires and used a screen. We used images. One of the deeper insights that I received through my own healing around porn addiction was that porn was an ally for me. Porn was my safe space. It was the place where I didn't have to worry if someone was going to harm me. And this was all very unconscious. I was actually having relationships with safe people, and yet diving into my porn wormhole over and over for many years and causing a lot of trouble in my relationships and causing a wall to be put up between me and the other person, something that I have been struggling through and healing from for many years. All of that is to say that this is not a conversation about why porn is bad, but it is a conversation to help us understand why we might have compulsive behaviors in general, but specifically these with porn. So if you're resonating with what I'm saying, I want to invite you to right now take a nice deep breath. Maybe even close your eyes Maybe even place your hands on your chest and consider, how has porn helped me? How has porn been an ally? What has it been keeping me safe from that might not actually be something that I need safety from? Like intimacy, like vulnerability. How has porn served me? When you start from this place of self exploration and you are not at odds with the thing that you would like to change in your life, but you recognize that it actually has served you in some way, what you do is take yourself out of conflict and out of shame and judgment about yourself and your actions, and you start getting curious. You start getting friendly and compassionate with the patterns that you're approaching. Once you've taken yourself into this compassionate space, then you might start to explore how porn has not served you. That might be very clear, or it might be a little hidden. Here are a few of the ways that porn keeps us from what we actually truly desire. In my experience, porn wrecks our nervous system. It is far too much information, far too much stimulation at one time, which is the high that it gives us and then results in a low. It feels exciting and exhilarating in the moment and then becomes something that is so overwhelming that it can traumatize us. Anything that is too much too soon can create a trauma response. And by very definition, modern porn is too much too quickly. So, what we do is entrain our bodies to respond to this very amplified expression of sexuality, and we put it onto a screen. It is objectified. We turn other people into an object and we leave our own bodies. We focus on what we're seeing and we don't pay attention to how we're feeling. The experience of leaving our bodies is something that a lot of us are very used to. It's called disassociation, and it is a trauma response for moments in our past where there was something that was too much, too quickly, too soon. And because we're recreating intense scenarios where we leave our bodies, we will have quite a bit of trouble finding our way back to our bodies, especially during sex, when we're used to objectifying and looking at things rather than being in the moment and feeling our bodies and feeling our partners. Something that we might not also consider is the act of having sex, the act of having an orgasm, and of connecting with another person through the act of sex bonds us. And what happens when we are watching porn is we are bonding with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people as we're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Every time we have an orgasm to a person on a screen, in some energetic way, we are bonding to them. That is the nature of a sexual engagement, even if they are not engaging with us. So, on an energetic level, on a spiritual level, what we are doing is engaging with people that we have no idea what their history is about or who they are and what is happening within their system. So many of us are walking around with unintentional energetic bonds to people that we have never met, that we have shared some sort of sexual experience with. This certainly has an effect on our nervous system and our ability to intimately, vulnerably connect with people in real life. This is a topic that I wish more gay men were talking about. Most gay men talk about porn as if it's something that's liberating and as casual as watching something like Netflix. Yet, for those of us who are walking a spiritual path and are focused on the purpose and fulfillment of the gifts that we are here to give, our gay gifts, this is a roadblock. This is something that we need to move beyond and heal through and from. I'm going to be doing another part to this because this is definitely a bigger conversation than a short video. But I will end with this by talking about a couple of ways that you can start to decouple your sexual excitement and your turn on from porn into being in your body. One of the ways that you can do that, and this, I forget his name, it's Joseph somebody, but he was the man who started Body Electric and the School of Sexology. If you know, put it in the comments and I'll connect there. one of the tools that he gives to help people connect to their body from porn is to watch a little bit of porn and then turn away from it while focusing on breathing and connecting more to the sensations that are happening in your body, and focus on those things. Continue, maybe you're masturbating, but continue doing that and focus on what the sensations are that are happening in your body. And then maybe you go back to porn, and then you go back to sensations, back to porn, and back to sensations, slowly moving yourself from only looking at the screen and only focused on what's happening there to refocusing on what's happening in here. I'll also say that the act of moving towards your purpose, discovering what that is, and walking towards it, the very act of doing that takes you out of compulsive behaviors, because compulsive behaviors are often a substitute for the fulfillment that you're actually seeking for by giving your gifts and feeling that deep sense of purpose and worthiness within. Thank you for being here, having this conversation with me. As I said, it's something that's very close to my heart and my experience, and I'm glad that I've broken the seal and started talking about it. I would love to hear what your experience is with porn and how it has or hasn't served you, and anything that's come up by listening to what I've said here today. I will make a part two, maybe a part three, to go a little bit further into this. So if there's any other aspects of this that you would like to hear me talk about, feel free to also put those in the comments. So much love, and I will see you very soon.